It is time to set up my February goals. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, welcome. My name is Tracy and I am a girl with plans. So as you can see, I have my February goals page sitting out in front of me. And even though the last week of January, first week of February kind of messes things up, what I've decided to do is my February goals are going to start on January the 29th because I am doing a weekly action steps. It just makes the most sense for me to make sure that the whole week is going to have the same action steps. So I could have done it where I just kept on with the January goals through this week, but I decided to go ahead and change it up because January was kind of like a learning experience. I figured out that I don't have as much time in the day as I thought I did. So there were some struggles. I'm going to still work on figuring out how much time I have and making the most use of my time, but it's probably still going to be a learning and progress type thing. But before I actually get to my February goals, we have to actually evaluate January. So I know in Moxie Light they do this quarterly. I want to do this at the end of every month just so I can kind of see where I am, to see where the focus is. I can tell you 100% that my focus has to be on social, but I don't have time. I mean, it's so sad that I'm saying that. I just don't have the time right now. I'm not going to nix it because I definitely need to be social, but yeah, I can't make it as much of a priority as I can as other categories, if that makes sense. Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead and get started because I don't want this video being super duper long. So I did have a January goal setup video. I have a playlist for all of my 2024 goal setting, and that will start with my December goal setting prep into all the monthly goal setting, quarterly goal setting, and weekly action steps. So you can find all those videos under that playlist, and I will have that playlist linked down in the description box. All right, so this is my first time actually filling this out. I picked this up a long time ago off of Etsy. It was part of an actual, I think, goals planner. There's so much stuff that you can pick up off of Etsy. There are printables. There's like all different types of planner options, insert options. I think this was like a 50-page printable planner that I know I spent like only a few bucks on. And this is pretty much one of the only inserts I've used, so it's fine. All right, so monthly reflections for January. How was this month? You know what? I haven't really been on top of all my goals this month, but overall, I think I learned a lot and I think it was pretty good. So I'm just going to write that here. Highlights of the month. So I booked Go Wild. I bought my ticket, booked my flight. Like when I do something, I go ahead and do it all at the one time. So I did that. So that's exciting. That's part of my adventure, fun and adventure and socializing. So, I mean, I guess I haven't socialized yet, but I guess it's something in the future, right? I was consistent with working out. I got back into meal planning. I also got into some meal prepping. I wasn't as consistent with it, but I would say I was probably like a 6 out of 10. So I'll take that. That means like a little bit more than half of the month. So that's fine. Like six out of 10 sounds low, but I'm considering like a 5 out of 10 would be half the month I meal prepped, half of it I didn't. So I'm a little bit above that. Okay, we're going to just stop with 5. But my other ones was I was semi-consistent with vitamins. And the reason why that is a highlight because I was very inconsistent with vitamins. So semi-consistent, I would probably give myself more of a 7 out of 10, but I only missed a few days. So maybe closer to an 8 out of 10. But I really need to do it daily. That's the problem. Like I need to be at a 10 out of 10. And daily planner check-in. So that it was a highlight of the month. Challenges, very busy weekdays. I did read a lot of books because I've read a lot of books. I am filming this on Saturday, the 27th. So I can't really say how many I've read, but I've already read 8. Hopefully that'll go up to 9, and my goal was 2. So I've read a lot of books. That was a highlight. Challenge is very busy during the weekdays, and the problem with that is, so I have been teleworking 4 out of 5 days during the week, and then the 5th day I go into the office. But I've been so busy and like stuck at a computer and staring at the computer screen that I have been super tired when I finish my workday, which has kind of impacted what I'm able to do or what I feel like doing as far as goals. I have still been working out, but I will tell you my workouts have been about like 15-20 minutes. So anything is better than none, but I would have liked to kind of like lengthen my workouts, and I think that's going to be one of my goals this month. So then the struggle with fatigue, that doesn't mean the ones with the busy work days. I've just been still having like midday crashes. So I just started taking the supplements. I'm hoping that helps, but I haven't seen any improvements as of yet. And I've also had some struggle with just symptoms like migraines, nausea, and stuff like that. I think the nausea was due to a medication. I don't know what the migraine was due to. And then just overall lack of time. Like even on the weekends, I definitely want to have downtime where I'm not doing anything. But then like to schedule everything else, it's like, oh no, I don't have time. So I think that's the problem. All right, so I think I'm not going to fill the rest of this stuff out on camera because I think we're going to get through a lot of this stuff, like what went well, what didn't. I'm going to probably talk through that as I do it, and I don't want to be duplicative. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip to my quarter 1. So for my quarter, I kind of did this where I have my starting point. I'm not going to do this every month. I will do this only in the quarters. This was something that I created in Word where I put my the categories I have created. Then I put what's currently working, where improvements are needed, and then like my overall satisfaction or my rating. But here is my little wheel. And that's what I'm going to work on today. Again, because this is only monthly, I didn't do this over here. That's only going to be kind of on the quarterly one because this is just a rough type thing. And just for simplicity means I'm just using random highlighters. I put them all in this like little pen pouch so I know where they all are. So we are going to start with personal development. I had given myself a 6 at the start. I have been really, really good with my goals this month, but my goals really wasn't to like improve my personal development. It was kind of to measure where I am so I can improve, if that makes sense. And you'll see because some of those goals are probably going to continue into this month. So I don't know that I can say that I've gotten any better. I think I've just stayed consistent because I've been kind of just trying to see where I need improvement, if that makes sense. And that's kind of with my time tracking and things like that. I'll color this in off camera. I'm not doing where I need to be on these because this is just a check-in. This isn't like anything else. So home, I think I've been okay, but I don't know that I've been any better. So I'm honestly thinking I haven't really improved there. Now that I think about personal though, I'm like, maybe I'll give myself a half of a star extra or a half of a thing because my reading has been on point. And my planning has been on point. So we'll just do that. I will say I've gone up there. I'm not gonna downplay my achievements. I'm super proud about how many books I've read. But because I've been reading so much, that probably has something to do with my lack of time. Okay, and now we're going to go to fun and adventure. I'm actually going to give myself a bump up because I haven't done anything, but I've made plans to do more stuff. Like I went ahead and booked Go Wild, and I'm super nervous about it because I've never been before, and you're traveling by yourself and all this other stuff, and there's gonna be a bunch of people. So I'm actually gonna go up on that one. 1, 2. So I give myself a 5. I'm gonna give myself a 6 because I have booked 2 vacations already. Like I said, with Go Wild, I'm considering that a vacation because the cost is that of a vacation. And then my March vacation to Egypt. Okay. Physical health. I am going to go up in that because I have done really well. And where is my blue? How am I missing my blue one? I'm guessing this is it. So for physical health, I had given myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a 7. Because like I said, I have already made the steps of actually working out at least 5 times a week. Eating has definitely improved tenfold, but it still isn't where it needs to be. And my vitamins have also been pretty good, which they were non-existent beforehand. Okay, and then my mental health, that's going to pretty much stay the same. I have been like having bouts of anxiety and stuff like that. I'm actually going to go down to a 5.5. The reason why is because, like I said, I've been dealing with some anxiety issues and I haven't really like made it a point to achieve my, like to work on my goals. Like I wanted to meditate and stuff like that. I've been inconsistent with the journaling. I picked it up this past week. But I feel like because I've been dealing with some anxiety and stuff like that, I think I should have been pushing myself more. So I'm going to go down a little bit on that. Family and friends, I'm going to probably stay the same at a 6.5. I haven't been as good in the friends department, but it's such a busy time of the year. People are still recouping from the holidays and getting back into the swing of things. And then the cold weather on top of it. I have been good. Obviously, my parents, like I say family and friends, and I talk about my parents, but like I talk to them every day. I see them like once to twice a week. So I'm pretty good there. Once it starts getting warmer, I definitely want to start doing stuff. But yeah, okay. And then for financial, we're just going to stay at an 8. Because I haven't really done anything to improve it, but I haven't done anything against it. I've been sticking to my goals. My goals hasn't really been anything drastic when it comes to finances. And then social, I mean, at book Go Wild, I'm going to be social. I'm going to go down to a 2. Y'all, I always struggle when it comes to social. Okay, so that is my January kind of evaluation. I do want to pull out my routine. And then I also need to pull out, I have my little film tripod, like my tripod. It's like a clamp and it is definitely in the way when I push my planner back there. Okay, so we'll put that there. And then I'm only going to do my goals today. I will probably do another video tomorrow when I do my setup for the week. So like weekly action steps and stuff will be a completely separate video. All right, so I have my Q1 goals. Have my evaluation just in case I want to see. And then I have my routines. Because I've been kind of thinking about what I want to do and stuff like that. Now for this, everything here I created, I think I created February goals. I think I just created that in Cricut Design Space. These are images that I pulled, like there were icons and stuff, like I just searched in Canva and then put the little images in little squares that I had measured out. So that's what I did. I just went into Canva and chose images that I thought reflected each category and then put them on squares and then cut them out on sticker paper. So that's kind of what I did there. If you don't have Canva, you can probably do something similar by using the snippet tool that you get on your computer and just snipping clip art that you find on Google. Okay. So for Q1, my personal goals was to set and evaluate an AM, midday, evening, and bedtime routines. So that is something that I need to focus more on in February. So in January, it was like to kind of work on setting those routines. I need to focus on my AM routine, and I'm going to tell you why. So I want to now I know it says set up. So technically if I just set it up, I can check it off, right? But I actually want to also follow it. So it's like set up and follow. Hopefully that's implied. Like I said, if I want to take it as it states, that would be an easy check off. But so I have created, you know, I created these like AM, midday, evening, and then PM and routine, PM routines. Like my midday is kind of like, think about like lunchtime, and my evening is after work. So I have the routines kind of in check. The issue that I'm coming into is I've been so tired in the evening. We already talked about that. And then I've been having early bedtimes because I'm so tired. So it definitely impacts my evening and nighttime routines just because of exhaustion, whether it be from a busy day or just because my energy levels are all over the place and I am crashing. So I need to really become productive in the morning. I wake up around 4:30, 5 o'clock on my own without an alarm. It's just how it is. But because I wake up that early, I need to be productive. I do Duolingo while I'm laying in bed, but I'm usually like watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I think I need to actually get up so I can lay in bed, do Duolingo, kind of chill for 30 minutes, you know. We don't just want to jump up and then jump up and do stuff. And I need to start doing it. So that is going to be my focus because I think that will make a world of difference. The other thing that I had was be mindful of idle time. I am going to incorporate that here too, but I'm going to make the most out of my idle time. And this is kind of going to be done with a lot of the action steps. So I'm going to continue to do my time tracking. So let's show my time tracking. So like this was like early in the month. This is just part of the same extension pack I'm using, which is the, I think, Girl with Goals extension pack from Happy Planner, which it keeps going in and out of stock. So I'm not sure. I know the last time I checked it was out of stock, but this is just an hourly layout. I like it because it has these 2 pages in the middle. So I use one page as like a reflection on the week here. And then this page is my weekly action steps for the following week. And then I just kind of been inserting these goal guided journal sheets in the middle sometimes to kind of reflect as well. But I've been doing this to kind of see where my day goes. So I do this at the end of the day. I do this to write down what I did when it happened. Here's like a really sloppy one where I skipped a day and it threw me off. This one I didn't do the weekend, and I don't care about filling it out every day. I just want to fill it out most days. So that's kind of what I want to keep doing. Like I said, if I don't do it every day, it's not a big deal. I'm just trying to see where my time is going and how much time I truly have. Because I have been vastly overestimating how much time I have. So when I say make the most of the idle time, that is going to be doing my quote unquote filling out those hourly planners with what I've actually done during the day, how much time it has taken me, and things like that. And then the second thing is actually getting into my other planners to plan things, set my goals, incorporate my goals into my everyday planning and stuff like that. So one of my other ones was incorporate goal tracking and reflections. One little word, which I haven't visited that since the beginning of the year, but I think it's pretty much done for January. So we'll revisit that sometime soon. And then planning into routine. So I'm not going to write that in there. But the other thing I want to do is I'm going to put reading in here. And yes, I said I'm like reading as of the filming of this video. I've read 8 books, hopefully by like 9 or 10 by the end of the official month of January. because in my reading journal, I am counting it and the actual month. But I don't know what February is going to hold. I did do a lot of audiobooks, but right now there aren't any available that I really want. So that's going to also decrease it. Whatever. I'm rambling. So fun and recreation. Some of this is not going to be necessarily fun. It's going to be essential. So for the first thing, I need to plan for March vacation. So I have a video coming up where I realized that my March vacation is like literally right around the corner, and I have done absolutely nothing except book it. Fortunately for me, that really is all I need to do because everything is going to be planned for me. But there are a lot of things I got to do to prep for it, as far as getting there, packing, setting up things that I need to take care of at my house, and, just all the odds and ends. Plus, you'll see I have some other stuff spread out, so I won't spoil you. But I have set up a actual vacation planner, and I think I'm gonna have that video coming up later this week. Because I realized that I can't just incorporate it into like my catch-all planner, because I'm missing a lot of important stuff, and then I'm like rushing to do it at the last minute. So I'm going to have a vacation planner for the month of February into March to try to make lists and to-dos and keep on track of that. And then I will transfer the priority stuff to the catch-all, so I make sure I do it. But yeah, so that is definitely why that is on here. That's going to be work intensive, but it is part of my fun and adventure because it's part of vacation. And then I need to start planning / find spring, summer events. I am keeping this to the minimum this month because I'm still trying to get a hang of, like I said, my schedule. So I'm hoping to do some more. And I think in my weekly action steps, I'm going to probably have some other stuff that kind of veer away from this. But these are the main things I want to do, to be completely honest. On here for my goals, it was prep for Egypt. Hey, I didn't even know that. Research additional 2024 trips. I think with Egypt and Go Wild, my budget is going to be pretty limited. And then check local events. So I will probably add the local event thing into one of my weekly action steps, even though it isn't spelled out here. I'm going to consider that part of that. Social. So for my Q1 goals, it's find events and activity and coordinate outings, which can kind of go with family and friends because that's who I'm going to coordinate outings for. But the reason why I had the separate social one is this could be stuff that I could do by myself, even if I'm uncomfortable. So I can do a social outing by myself, and that would be social and not necessarily here. And then I did sign up for a dating app, but I haven't really done anything with it, and I'm not sure that I want to until I come back for vacation. So I think I'm going to skip the whole dating part for the February. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, just because there's just a lot going on. So for social, I do want to still coordinate an outing. I'll put one because that's what Ann means, an outing. But usually it's like 2 or 3, but I'm just going to stick to one because in January, I really didn't do that. And then the one thing I have been doing is get out of the house. Okay, so get out of the house. So out of the house at least one time a week by choice and not necessity. So necessity... If I have to run somewhere to pick something up because I need it, that does not count. Going to work, yes, it's super social. And I spend a lot of time chatting while I'm at work. That is not going to count because I have to do it, right? So that's not going to count. It's things that I am choosing to go out of the house even though I don't have to. And it doesn't have to be anything like grand. It doesn't have to be a social outing. It can just be a visit to, a store that I just want to like peruse the aisles type thing. All right. Family and friends. I'm going to focus on the friends element of this because I've been doing pretty good with my family. I'm going to reintegrate the family stuff probably in the spring when I actually want to do like outdoor or like activities, but I'm still like hanging out with the parents, chatting with the parents each day. I mean, I even went out to dinner with the parents. You know, I like to eat at home, but I did that. Plus it's my dad's birthday in February, so I'm sure we'll be hanging out and chatting and stuff like that. So we're gonna be focusing on the friends, and I'm gonna do, I did not have this as a goal last month of the weekly friend check-in, but it's something I've been adding to my weekly action steps. And this is just literally checking in with them. It's not necessarily making plans or anything like that. There's just, you know, like I said, sometimes we're busy and, you know, kind of just want to open up the communication. Like you always don't have to like schedule stuff to chat with people. I feel like we get into that routine. You feel like you have to chat. You text somebody when you're ready to go out to dinner, but you can just text them anytime, right? So that's kind of my family and friends Q1 goals was quality time with the parents, which I've been doing, reconnect with friends and schedule outings / dinner, and then future plans. I have not done the future plans. I need to get on that. That's going to be kind of up here too. So weekly friend check-ins. I do need to do 2 friend outings, and I have to do this. I'm right at minimum because I'm pretty much gone a lot of March, and then I come back from vacation. I'm here for 2 weeks, and then I go wild. So I'm not really going to be able to see a lot of my friends in March, and then April's going to be kind of iffy too, because I hope I don't come back with any like sinus issues, but that always happens. So weekly, and then I had reconnect. I'll put that here because I feel like that's kind of the same thing. We're just going to leave it at 2. We don't need to overwhelm myself. I said it was super busy this month, so we are going to keep it at 2. This is always pretty basic because I get into more action steps, and each of these usually have anywhere from 2 to 4, maybe sometimes 5 weekly action steps. So I don't want to write too much and then be struggling to finish it. Okay, and then financial, this is going to be a little bit of the same. So I want to continue tracking my spending. Oh, I might write a couple of extra things in here. This might need more than my 3 lines. All right, so it's Egypt spending. I need to set aside money for that. Apparently, I read that I don't have to change my money because in Egypt, they like US dollars. So I'll be using my credit card when I'm at like places, but most of my food I think is included too. I think all my food is included. But like if you want to shop at a market, then I think most people will gladly take the US dollar. I don't know if this is the right terminology, but I put audit my credit cards. This was an action step that I wanted to put on there, I think this month, January. And I didn't do it that week, but it's a good one. I just need to look at all my credit cards, figure out which ones I can cancel. There are several that have fees on there. They're all like airline ones, where sometimes the annual fee, you're better off paying the annual fee because if it's like $100 a year, but your luggage is like $35 one way, that's $70 right there. And then if you put someone else on your ticket, then their luggage is also, considered washed out. And then that automatically right there covers, another 70. So that's 140 if you're doing luggage for 2 people. So sometimes it balances out, but I still need to look at it because one of them, like JetBlue, I'm not taking as many trips on here lately. And I just feel like if I need to, I'll just sign back up at some later point. And then for financial, the other thing I want to do, let's put it here. We're going to do a $50 craft budget. I don't want to say I don't want to buy anything, but I really don't want to buy anything. But I don't know. And I'm not sure yet if I'm going to count like Go Wild stuff into that. And when I say go out, I mean like table mate gifts and stuff like that. I don't know if that's going to count yet. I got to figure that out because I'm going to have to do that like now because I'm not going to have time. All right, and at home, I need to stick with the decluttering. So what I've been doing is my action steps. I can kind of like picking a room a week. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. So daily, okay, so I need to stick with my cleaning routine. And this last one is identical from January because I have not done it and I have to do it. So I need to prep, schedule, spring. So I definitely need to prep or schedule if I need to schedule anything spring maintenance. So finances, I didn't go over my quarter 1 ones for that, but it's pretty much what I put here. The only other thing was the IRA thing. I'm still kind of like at a pause on that, even though I have money in there. For home, it was quarterly cleaning schedules is what I wanted to set up. Schedule spring maintenance, project lists, and organize and declutter. So yeah, I'm pretty much on point with that as far as what I'm putting here. Work and learning. Because yeah, I just want to kind of interrupt for a second. This is pretty much my last option, my last opportunity to hit my quarter 1 goals because I'm gonna have such a limited time frame in March to do it. So that just hit me. So that's why I had to say it out loud. So work and learning, it's a research training opportunities, continue learning schedule. Continue learning Spanish and work on balancing schedule. Okay. Yeah, I guess, but that's being done in my personal with the whole, the make the most of the idle time and the PM routine. So for work and learning here, the one thing I need to add is I need to learn important Arabic phrases as well as some of the numbers and things like that. So like when I go to the markets, but I also need to learn how to say hi, bye, thank you, please, things like that. For the most part, I'm not going to need to learn how to say too much, but I definitely want to be able to learn some of the basics. I do want to continue with my Spanish, so I'm going to just say continue learning Spanish. I have done that every day this month. However, what is on here? So I didn't put it on here, thank goodness. I just said continue learning Spanish. Okay. The one thing I had been wanting to do was kind of like go beyond Duolingo. I'm not going to be able to do that this month, especially when I want to heavily incorporate Arabic, just because I need to learn that for Egypt. So we're just going to keep it with the Duolingo, and I'll just put that here. Okay, for work and learn, I think I'm going to leave everything else as is. For my 9 to 5 job, I have enough going on. I don't need to set any other goals for that one. It's a busy month. There ain't time to do anything extra, so we're just going to leave that and keep trucking on. I do still need to incorporate some of my like girl with plans type stuff into a schedule. So I guess I'll put that in here. Okay. Mental wellness. So I wanted to, as part of my quarter 1, I wanted to incorporate mental health exercises into a routine that is like journaling, meditating, digital detox. Digital detox has been on point just for reading alone. That alone has helped me digital detox. So it's kind of been like, I haven't really made it a point to digital detox. It just happens. Journaling has been off and on. I'm definitely hoping to like be a little bit more consistent with that in February. Meditate has been non-existent. I really need to do that, especially with my stress and anxiety. Mental health check-ins, that would be kind of incorporated into journaling, or I should be incorporating that into journaling. Scheduling self-care. So that's my quarter 1 goal. So I think what I'm going to focus on is we're just going to say regular journaling with mental health check-ins. And then, like I said, regular journaling, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to break that down in my weekly action steps, like how many times a week. And then the mental health check-ins, I'm just putting that here so that way I can remember to maybe do guided journaling and maybe do a one page and like use that like at the end of the week to kind of check in with my mental health. We'll see. we'll figure that out during the action steps. So that'll be in my next video. So I need to treat myself. And that means prioritizing, how can I not say this? Prioritizing self-care. I've kind of done that, but I've done that because I'm getting ready to travel. So like I've booked a hair appointment. I might book a pedicure. I don't know. I'm not going to book a manicure because where I'm going, it might get all messed up. And then I have got to meditate, y'all. I have got to meditate. And then physical health. Now, I'll have a completely separate physical health monthly journal set up, but I will still put that here just as a reminder because I want all my goals here. But I will probably have that video at the end of this week because that is on the monthly. I don't technically do weekly actions there, so I will be setting them up probably for myself on the 1st, but the video will probably go out like on a Friday. But physical health, begin to increase frequency and intensity of workouts. Hey, that's something I've been thinking about. Schedule doctor's appointments due through July. I'm glad I wrote that. I'm glad I'm reading these Q1 goals, y'all, because I'm sitting there like, crap, I got to do that because like I said, I'm pretty much gone. So yeah, I got to do that. Work on improving my thyroid numbers and my gut health, and I need to stretch. Ooh, yeah. Stretching has not happened, y'all, at all. So for this one, I want to increase the length of my workouts. I have been doing like 15 to 30 minutes. I'm not loving the 15. I definitely need to do at least 20. But I would, instead of 15 to 30, I would rather do 20 to 45 minutes this month. I will say the 15-minute workouts are usually on the days I don't want to work out, and I do it to get it done, but I still would rather just increase it. If I do 60, great. So I'm not limiting it to 45, but just what I'm putting there. I'm going to put here, because this needs to be here. Like I might not put this on my fitness planner when I set up the goals for the month, but I definitely have to schedule my doctor's appointments. I have to schedule a few annual visits that are popping up. I have got to, we'll put eat healthy / take vitamins. Because my goal here, of course I need to do that in general, but I do not want to get sick when I'm on vacation. So I'm trying to up like my vitamin intake. So I'm gonna throw some stickers on here while I'm talking. So yeah, these are from Martina's Sticker Company. I will have it linked down in the description box. There's like all these cute like loving myself type stuff. So it's like all these cute quotes and stuff like that. I want to use, you will be seeing these a lot because I love them. I think they work for everything. I love the quotes. They're all about loving yourself. So I think they're important, but I'll chat a little bit and then we'll end it. So we'll just throw some of these. I printed these myself. These are printables. So if the colors look a little off, that's why, guys. That's why. But yeah, my thing is I need to make sure that I'm healthy going over there. So that way I'm less, it decreases my chances, hopefully, of getting sick while I'm there. Because, you know, this is not a cheap trip and I definitely would hate to be like under the weather. And I'm traveling pretty long. So yeah, that's definitely why I'm trying to kind of focus on my eating, my vitamins and things like that. I bought some emergency packets. I'm going to take some with me, but I'm actually going to start taking some of them now because it's heavy on vitamin C and things like that. So that's kind of my goal this month, is to focus on eating healthy and stuff like that, because I think if I eat like crap, then that's probably not going to be good for my system. And if I do have any kind of, if I catch any kind of bugs or anything like that during my flight over or while I'm there, my body's not going to be able to like handle it as much if I'm not already like in an okay spot. So I want to kind of alleviate that kind of pressure off my body by at least eating right. So I'll make it a little bit easier to like fight off any types of bad things that want to make me sick. All right, so we'll do that. Let's add a quote. So I've already filmed my setup of my travel planner, and I did use these there, but we'll use another one here. I think we're going to use, I really like this one, but I think it's going to like cover up all of these, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's a little too big. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I only have a few more left, so I'm just going to do this, and we're going to speed it up, and then we are done, y'all. All right, guys, that's it. We are done. So I have my February goals set up. I try to keep them simple. I try to be realistic that this is going to be a super busy month. I think I'm going to stick with this AM routine, but I think the difference is like when I say I'm going to set up a more productive routine, I'm going to add some extra stuff in here. Like right now I have stretch and flow. I have been doing planner check-ins and Duolingo pretty much as part of my morning routine. But stretching and flowing might add some like a girl with plans type stuff. So like filming and things like that. We'll see. But that's kind of where I'm going with that. So it's not too elaborate. It wasn't too different than my January one, my January goals. But like I said, I'm still trying to figure out what I can handle in a month. So I'm trying to be aware of that when I'm setting these goals, so that way I'm not setting myself up for failure. All right, so there we go. I will be having a video hopefully coming out tomorrow, which will be my week 1 action steps. So you can kind of follow along with that process and how I break these down into more manageable weekly type goals. All right, guys, that is all I have for now. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hit that like button. And if you're not yet subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to this channel. All right, that is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.